These 5 beginners sent me their drone clips. I'll show you 3 things holding each shot back, then I'll re-edit them so you can copy it. Our first clip is from Ken Fitzpatrick, so watch this clip, especially the horizon and the sky. Okay, Ken, you've shot this on a DJI Mavic 3 Pro, and we've got a horizon problem with this shot, and it looks like it's been shot in D-Log as well. That can be fixed in post, which is good, and I think we don't need to go any closer than we already have, because this shot's kind of already over. We've seen everything we need to know already. Now this is quite overexposed, and you could have fixed that with a Mavic 3 Pro. You could have set your aperture to f8, which would have helped, or brought your shutter speed up, as in sped your shutter speed up to darken the image down, or you could have used an ND filter. Having said that, we can save some of this, but as you can see through these buildings, we've got a lot of highlights blown out. The odds are that we're going to lose a lot of that detail. And when you're filming next, Ken, try and keep your filming consistent, like it's a nice straight shot here. It's looking pretty good. And then use pan to the right. So we can't use that shot and then you stop and then you start again. It's kind of inconsistent. You want to just sort of have one solid movement for say 5 seconds and then change your positioning. I do like this shot though. This looks pretty good. And there's you standing right there. Hello, Ken. All right, Ken, we have 3 quick fixes here. 1, the horizon is tilted, so you should calibrate your gimbal so the horizon stays level. Number 2, the sky is blown out, so we lose detail in the middle of the frame. So the easy way to fix this would be with a faster shutter speed or an ND filter, which are like sunglasses for your drone. And number 3, the movement changes speed, so pick one move like a slow sideways slide and hold it steady for at least 5 seconds. Now here's the re-edit. Watch what happens when we straighten it, pull exposure down, and warm up the color a little bit. Alright, Ken's fix was mostly camera issues with horizon problems and exposure, but this next clip has a different problem. It's not so much the flying, but the editing decisions. Next up is Steve Baker Media, and when you watch this clip, I want you to pay attention to how long the shots run and how often the movement changes. Okay, Steve, this is shot on a Neo 2, which is good, a good little drone. And I picked this video because you shot this in one long continuous shot, and I think we could break it up and make it more interesting. So to start off, we don't really need this pan. You kind of want to start the video from sort of here when it's flying through the trees. And I love how you're pushing forward through these trees. It's almost as if you watched one of my other videos explaining to do just that. Now these shots do go a little long. We could cut them down and make them a little bit more dynamic. And even though we can't hear the music, I know that you are going for a relaxed feel. We can still keep that and make this sort of more interesting as well. This isn't a bad shot, but you're sort of going up, which is nice. And then you go forward, which is okay. And then you go up. What you really want to do is just do one move or the other. So go up and forward or just up or whatever. Just keep the movement consistent for about 5 seconds. We've got a lot of this, so I'm going to speed through it a little bit. One thing I noticed here is when you panned up, your image darkened down, and that's because I think you're shooting on auto and your image is exposing to the brightest area, which is the sky. So how to fix that would be to use manual settings and set your settings so they can't be changed. Now we're starting to pan to the right, and this is just a rotation of the drone. I don't like these shots. They never look any good. Even if you go really slowly, they never look any good. I don't even like these when you do it on a tripod. So I find them to be a really, really boring shot. But you are turning around. As you can see, as you ducked down, the brightness picked up because you're not exposing to the sky so much. And the colours are good, the shots are nice, you're taking your time, it's quite nice. Let's fast forward a little bit. This is a nice shot, but as you come in, I noticed you sort of froze here for a bit. And that's a nice enough shot, but it kind of doesn't fit this video because the rest of the video is in motion. So this, if I was going to use this shot, I would put a slow zoom on it afterwards in post if I need to. I do like the move down though, that's kind of interesting. You do another rotation again. I know you're just doing this to set up the next shot, but I would usually edit this out. And there's you as we go past. But your nice slow movement, it is very nice. I would actually rotate slightly to the left for this shot because it'll be a nicer shot than having so much green on the right. In fact, you must have just thought of the same thing because you're just doing the same thing right now. It's a much better shot. Forward and rotation is better than just rotating. And there you are. Good job. All right, Steve, let's recap the 3 fixes that'll instantly level this footage up. Number 1, you should hold one clean move for at least 5 seconds. Don't do direction changes mid-shot. That way you get smooth, usable clips. Number 2, your shots are running long. Record long if you want, but in the edit, cut them down to at least 5 to 8 seconds. And number 3, lock your camera settings so exposure doesn't shift. So lock your ISO at 100, lock your white balance to daylight, which is 5600, then adjust your shutter speed until it looks right. And one more big thing is we're missing an establishing wide shot, so the scene doesn't feel complete because we have no idea where this is taking place. So I added a wide shot just to show the difference. But next time, always grab a 3 to 5 second wide first. And all I really did for this one was to tighten the cuts. I did light color correction and added water ambience and music. Now let's look at a submission where the flying is actually already pretty good. Our next clip is from Forner, and there are a couple of tweaks that'll make it even more cinematic. Okay, Jeff, Wellington Point. Don't know where it is, but it looks lovely. Now this is filmed on a Mini 3 Pro, which is an older drone, but that just goes to show you that you can get really good footage from an older drone. We've got a lot of jolting here, a lot of stuttering. I suspect you filmed this at a different frame rate, the same with this one. It seemed to smooth out just then, and then it's starting to stutter again. Like this one here is very stuttery. We don't need this shot at all, in fact. This is a great shot, really like it. Love that pan to the right with the boat in the distance moving along. And this is a good shot as well, although it's a bit long. I'd probably cut out the middle, so I'd have a bit at the start, and then I'd rotate the drone like you're doing it. I love that forward and back that you're doing, is quite nice. And I'd come back around to this side and show that part of it. One thing would have benefited in this video would have been to fly along the beach or along the sand or shoreline at a lower altitude to show a bit closer up, but overall it's pretty good. Also, filming later in the day would have benefited this video as well because you would have had nice long shadows and your sky wouldn't have been so bright. All right, Jeff, now honestly this is a strong set of clips. Here are 3 upgrades that I'd make. Number 1 is to fix the stutter. Some of these shots have a little stutter, which usually happens when clips and the timeline don't match. So just pick one frame rate, say 24 frames per second or 30 frames per second, and make sure your drone settings and your editing timeline are set to that same number. Number 2 is to add some low hero shots. Most of these are higher wide views, which is fine, they look good, but they don't lock the viewer in. So next time grab a couple of low shots like a slow skim over the sand or a closer orbit around the pier. Those are the shots that people will remember. And number 3 is to shoot in better light to make it more cinematic. If you film this early morning or closer to sunset, you get softer colors and longer shadows, and your footage would look more like a movie with 0 extra effort. So now I'm just going to tighten this up. And all I did here was to trim the shots down, cut around the stuttery moments as much as possible, add a little color correction to bring out the mood, and drop in music to make it feel finished. Jeff's clip was about getting that hero shot, but this next submission is a great example of something else that matters just as much, which is repetition and story order. And just quickly, if you want me to review your drone footage, there's a link in the description. I'm doing these reviews once a month, So send yours in and you might be in the next one featured. Our next submission is from Junell Montelara. Such a cool name. I'm probably saying it wrong, of course. But I have to say, this next one is actually really good. Okay, Junell, this is you shooting on a Neo 2 of Lake de Grey in Arkansas, I think. This is a good shot, although you've got a lot of corrections as you're going. You keep correcting and moving. I would probably try and keep that more consistent. This isn't a bad shot, but it isn't really needed because this is a better shot. I love how the car passes and shows what's beyond. Oh, this is so good. I love how you're just coming up like, oh, you stopped too early. Would have been so much better if you kept going up. Beautiful shot. Love it. You're slowly rotating, but it's not too obvious. And you're flying along that road. It's a beautiful shot. This is a lovely wide shot as well. I love those trees right in the middle there. They're really catching my eye. Now it's a gutsy move you flying down the river like this, but you've got a lot of really blown out highlights from the sun and dark shadows. And this is quite pixelated, this part of the video, and I think that's because the Neo has trouble sort of dealing with that kind of stuff. But overall, I'd probably just keep some of these shots. I wouldn't keep all of them. I'd pick one of your favorite parts of it, and then I would just use that. See, they're quite pixelated through the leaves and the water and stuff, so it's a real shame because that would have been nice footage originally. It might have been how YouTube compressed it as well, because we've got a bit of pixelation here as well. There's a lot of, I wouldn't start the movement till about, this is where I would start that shot, and I would end the shot right before you move, right there. I'd stop it right there. I love these trees, but this shot's really long. It doesn't need to be as long as this. You could just pick the best part of this, what you think is the best, most picturesque part of these two trees, and just take a section of that out of the video. Also, I wouldn't end with this. I'd keep this earlier on in the video as well. One thing I will say though is if you shot this earlier in the day or late in the evening, all the shadows from the trees would be nice long shadows. And when you went through the river, flying the drone through the river, all those shadows would have been evened out and softer, and it would have been a much nicer shot. Okay, Junell, I'm just going to show you 3 tweaks that'll make it feel tighter and more cinematic. Number 1 would be to shoot in better light. This would have even been better later in the day or early morning because that light gets softer and you get more texture in the trees and the river won't look so stark, and of course you get those long shadows. Number 2, I want you to reduce repeat shots. You've got a lot of river shots here that feel quite similar. Keep your single best wide river shot, then one closer shot for variety, and then just cut the rest out. Number 3 is to shorten your clips. A few shots run long, trim most clips down to about 5 to 8 seconds so the video keeps moving. All right, here's my re-edit. So what I did was I did some color correction, added some music, and I rearranged the order so it feels like a mini story. We start wide to establish the place, move closer into the trees, then the river, and finish with a rise up at the end on a big final shot. And a quick note here, this is where almost everyone gets stuck. Even if your settings are perfect, you still need more than the same 2 moves. That's why I carry these drone move cards. When I get stuck in location, I pull them out and try something different. They fit perfectly in my drone bag, and I'll leave a link in the description for you if you're interested. This next one is a big one. You can be an amazing pilot and still have footage that feels average. Next up we have Rarez Parn. I'm sure I'm saying your name wrong and I really apologize. Your flying is super clean, but the edit and color can be pushed to match it. All right, Rarez, I hope I'm saying your name right. North Bucharest Railway Station. I don't know what you're shooting on here, but it looks like probably a, I would say a Mini 4 Pro, Mini 5 Pro. I'm taking a guess, but this opening shot is great. I love it. I love all the lines from the bridge, the cables from the bridge in the foreground. It's almost like you watch my videos and listen to me occasionally. Love the following of the train, but this shot is too long. So at about now, I'd be cutting it. So let's fast forward a little bit. And you've used the same technique here with the cables, but we're moving forward and down, which I quite like actually. It's quite nice. But this shot shouldn't be straight after the other shot. You've got the other shot going in towards the train yard, and this is the shot of the train going out from the train yard. I would have this later in the video. This is a great shot. Love this shot. So cool. I mean, if you caught a train going down those tracks as well, would have been amazing. This would be the shot I would use to close the video out. I'd stop it right there. Now this orbit is too long, but I'd cut it. I'd probably keep it from about here, following that bus, and stop it about there. And you stopped it right on time. Beautiful. This is a great shot, forward and down, flying over the train. Really nice. Let's fast forward that a bit. You're perfectly matching that speed. I have to give you credit for that one. It's beautiful. But these shots are very long. Now this shot, we've got enough trains going forward. I actually think the bridge is the centerpiece of this shot. As you're panning up, it looks great. You keep panning up and catch. See, if you'd gone up a bit higher, you would have caught more of that sunset. The train is secondary to the actual bridge here. The bridge is what is the center point of this this shot. You've got the sun coming in from the left. It's got these nice shadows, nice glow. It's beautiful. I'd cut that one shot into two shots. I'd cut the train bit from the start, and then I would cut into about here and show just the bridge as the train goes under it. Really nice shot. Not much to see here. I probably wouldn't use much of this shot. I'd probably cut it from about maybe here if I used it. There's not much movement. It's not overly interesting, and we've seen this from your other angles before already with a moving train. Maybe I'd keep this bit here. Oh, you cut out. This is interesting, but you've got, I think you've shot it too late. You've got a lot of pixelation on the tracks and on the walls here. Yeah, maybe too late in the day. But this is a cracker of a shot. Really like this shot. Well done. I suspect you filmed this in auto because every time you went under a light, the image brightened, and every time you went past, it got darker again. So I think the exposure was moving up and down there. But really, all your video really needs is a slightly different editing style. Your shooting is very good, Rarez. You're doing very well, and I'm quite impressed. Rarez, your moves are really solid. Here are the 3 tweaks that'll make this feel even more finished. Number 1 is to tighten the edit, and my suggestion is to cut to music. These clips run really long. That's totally fine when filming, but in the edit, pick a song first and cut on the beat. Most shots live around 3 to 7 seconds long, and you can always reuse different parts of the same long clip in different areas of the video. Number 2 is to fix the white balance for that sunset glow. You're shooting near sunset, so the scene should feel warmer. Right now, the white balance is a little cool, so the glow disappears. All you have to do is select your white balance a bit more correctly and keep it consistent across every shot, and all that glow will come back in. And number 3, give your video a simple story. When I edit, I always choose an opening shot that establishes the place. Then I move us deeper into the scene with closer angles, and I finish with an exit shot that feels like an ending, as in I'm pulling away from the whole environment. For a train yard, that could be a wide establishing shot, and then closer passers-by trains and bridges and so on. Then a final pull up or pull away. All right, here's my re-edit. For the fix, I only adjusted white balance to bring back that warm glow, and then I reordered the shots so we travel into the train yard and then back out with the train going away from the train yard and fading out on that bridge. So before you fly again, watch this next video that's on screen right now. I break down a handful of clever drone moves that basically build a story for you while you're filming. And it's the exact thing that took my videos from random clips to actually cinematic.